Okay, guys, and now the third release was Gyro for the Junks, and Gyro at 3 stars is a 7-4 with the ability of confidence plus 2 power. And Slify and Bojax have very different opinions to me on Gyro, unfortunately. But let's go straight to Bojax. What do you think of Gyro? Why do you think he is so good and everything?
I am a huge fan of Gyro. I think he is one of, if not the best 3-star. People are going to hate me for saying this. I prefer him over Trimmer. My main reason behind this is the Junks have great pill manipulation. That being said, they don't have very strong power. And if you can get that 9-4, he's a good wall. And he's got some solid damage.
Wait, let me just cut in there for a sec. You said they haven't got very good power, but they have got, like, Dreen,
Gibson... No. I don't mean virtual power, I mean actual power.
I still say that Gibson has very good power and all that.
Well, yeah, but they only have Gibson, really.
Okay, continue.
Alright. Too much pill manipulation in a deck is a bad thing. I think most people will agree with me when I say that. And everybody's going to use Gil in a half deck. Like, I don't think anybody would disagree with me there. And I'm always really careful with playing that manipulation. 1 or 2 for me is tops. And I think Gyro takes the cake over Trimmer.
Okay. And what's your initial thoughts on it, Slify?
I'm probably in the middle between both of you. I like Gyro a lot more than you do, 1984. I don't like it as much as Bojax does. As he's mentioned before, 9 power is a very solid wall. 4 damage is very nice. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been 3, which has been the recent normal for confidence play cards. 8 attack is always great. Even without his SOA, or without his ability, 7 power is pretty average. Archie, Lolly, and Tremor all had 7 power and were just fine in the playability level. That said, I like Tremor better still, because too much pill manipulation is a bad thing. I completely agree. But unless you're pairing them with Piranhas, you usually won't have many clans that also have pill manipulation. And I think Tremor is a better bluff. That said, I do agree that it's completely player preference, because some people will like having a 9-4 on their side, and other people don't like the situational of confidence and will probably take Tremor. So I like Tremor more, but I can see why people would like Gyro more.
Okay. I'll just. Yeah, sorry. Go, Bojax. Go.
Oh, I wouldn't say anything, but I really can't add a ton. It's my own personal preference, like Slify said, and I am completely biased. So, sorry.
Okay. I was just thinking now, though. Do you think that you need to activate that confidence or not?
Not necessarily. You can bluff with it and still win a match pretty easily with it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. We were talking before and everything, and unfortunately, I find Gyro a bit bland. I'm afraid to say that, but I would have liked something a bit more interesting. That's just my opinion. That being said, sorry?
Do you not see the sparkles on his card?
He has a point.
Yes, yeah, he does have a point. That being said, though, I mean, obviously, a rare means he's meant to be good. Apparently, I'm just throwing that one out. But so, I mean, I can see how he can be good, though. With the confidence that being said, with the confidence, 9 power is just insane. And plus, you've also got the attack manipulation and everything like that. It is quite, it's quite hard to go up against and everything in any situation or whatever card you have, actually. Alright, we'll just, I don't know, should we keep talking about this or not?
If I can say something, I think this is exactly what Katja should have been. Remember the police officer woman that was really hot? This is what she should have been, my opinion.
Okay. That's an interesting point there, Slify.
I think Sentinel could have used this stat a lot more than Junks could, personally.
Yeah. Alright, so I don't know what else I can really add to this one, actually, because I had like a ton of points going into this one, and now I've just lost them all. I just don't think confidence is that nice of an ability. That's all. I think that's my issue. That being said, though, I mean, obviously, as we said before, Gyro doesn't even need the confidence and everything, but being a cheapskate like I am, I always like to activate abilities like that, you know, so even Revenge and all these sort of things and everything. But anyway, right, so let us move, well, we'll just go rate out of 10 then. So, Sliffy, what would you rate Gyro out of 10?
I keep my 8.5 out of 10 still. As I said before, he's a good card. I still like Tremor more than him. And his confidence is a lot harder to get out than like if it was Revenge or something. But he's a good card to pair with other Junks cards. Like a card like Gibson, who doesn't do much damage but can easily win. You can play Gibson, win pretty easily, then play Gyro, you instantly get confidence. And so your opponent just fought an 8-4 with SOB, now they're fighting a 9-4. And it's a good 1-2 punch, I think, that Tremor cannot do. And other, like Lolly cannot do. That said, he has alternatives if you need a different 3-star. So he's not like, you don't need to use him, but he's a good card to use.
Okay, and what would you rate him out of 10, Bojax?
I give him an 8 out of 10. I also give Tremor an 8 out of 10. But it doesn't mean I still have a player preference for Gyro. There are just certain situations that I like to mess with, I guess. I don't know how to say this. Like Sliffy said, pairing him with Gibson is a lovely idea.
Okay. In my opinion, yes, you think about it now, Gibson with Gyro actually does sound like a very hard combination to take down. Any player would actually shit their pants going up against that. I still actually think about it now. Actually, I've kind of turned a bit. I think Gyro actually isn't that bad. Actually, for my bland.
You're welcome.
Yeah, for my bland comment earlier. Thinking about it now, but confidence, you don't really need it. Thinking about it now, and also with the confidence low, it just becomes absolutely beastly. I mean, the 9 power is better than, let's say, Tide or something. Even Tide will be, having trouble against Gyro, and most of the Ela metagame will be having trouble against it.
Even though Propelling the Nuke even has trouble against Gyro.
Yeah, exactly. Just before we end this one, actually, do you think that Gyro opens up the mono capabilities of the Junks now? To anyone.
I don't play Junks much, so I can't really contribute that well to this question. I don't really know, but you go ahead, Bojax.
I actually play with Junks a lot. And the only mono Junks I'll ever mess with involves Hugo. And since Hugo is about to be, I keep saying permabanned. Yes, he's getting ready to be permabanned.
No, I think he's temp. I'm just, I think he's temporary banned. I'm not too sure.
Are you serious? Oh, hang on, I've got this on my list.
No, because they got rid of with the banning. It's so stupid now. They put a shit ton of banning, and now they have
Oh, they took him off. Oh yes, absolutely. Then.
Right then. So he does open up the mono capabilities. Then I mean, he's a very solid 3-star now, for the Junks and everything now. So they have more options then, don't they?
Oh yeah, you've got a very balanced deck now. Oh, I'm loving this.
Alright, so my final kind of view on him, Gyro is a very good card, actually, thinking about it now. I was a bit skeptical about him being quite bland, but thinking about it now, if you're going to activate the confidence with him, he's going to be very, very difficult to take down, especially with the attack manipulation added to him. Only issue, maybe if you might have problems activating the confidence, but then again, if you're using Junks after all, and Junks do have quite a few cards that can activate it for him. For example, we already said Gibson. I'm thinking about now also Gil, if you can get successful pill manipulation with her. Or is it him? I can't remember. But anyway, him, there we go, yeah, sorry. Sorry, Gil. So I would probably give it an 8.5 out of 10 now, thinking about it now. I'm going to be very nice to him and everything and all that. So, alright. Okay, let's get into the last card. And this is the very insanely controversial and incredibly beefy and awesome card, well, in my opinion, Dragon. And Dragon is the new, was actually the leader of the Vortex. He's been finally released, and At 5 stars, he is an 8-4 with the ability of -4 life, minimum 0. So just quickly, what is your first initial thoughts on him, Slify?
I'm not Bojax.
Just go on, just deal with it.
Okay, I'll do it. Jeez. I really, really like him. Probably more than the average person, maybe not as much as some others. Which makes no sense, because I gave him a 10 out of 10. But anyways, he has 8 solid power. A lot of people say that's not a lot for a card without any, without any, attack or plug manipulation. I think it is as high as they can go without being overpowered. He has the potential to basically virtually 8 damage. And that by itself that's the reason why I like him a lot. An example I gave everyone beforehand. Let's pretend we're in a situation. There's no SOA, there's no DR. So, let's pretend I have C-Wing. And I do C-Wing 0 pills. And my opponent predicts this, and he plays any card in the game that isn't a one-hit kill against me. So let's say he plays, Ray. And 0 pill Ray, 0 pill C-Wing. I take 8 damage, he takes 2 because of C-Wing things, I get a pill. Assuming I don't get 2-hit KO'd if my opponent beats me, I can now play, basically, a Fury Drang, or whatever his name is, and instantly kill my opponent from turn 2, basically, without any worry. And if I don't get to a KO'd, and my opponent can somehow beat an 8-powered card with 10 pills coming at him, I get defeat back, which means your opponent will probably have to be at 0 pills to beat him, and I still have 2 cards that can probably 2-hit KO eventually. He's a really good card, I'd say. He has his flaws, of course. SOA really hurts him. I think a lot of people say damage reduction doesn't hurt him. I don't like him facing damage reduction because it screws up with the 2-hit KOing. But he has a lot of 2-hit KO potential. He has solid 8 power, which a lot of Vortex does not have, that I think people keep forgetting. And defeat may not sound like a good ability for him, but is a very versatile ability for him. So I think he's a really good card.
Yeah, just going back to the defeat, actually, it's like a boomerang, isn't it? Even if you don't hit your opponent hard, you just get loads of pills back, and then you have the pill advantage in the next round. And that's what makes Dragon just so megally unfair, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just me. So what's your initial thoughts on him, Bojax?
I'm a lot like Slify on this. I'm a huge fan of this card. He is potential powerhouse 8/8, potentially, of course. SOA can hurt him, but I'm not really too worried about that. He can be paired really well with any of his other clanmates. In fact, I think almost all of their clan has at least 4 damage, any reasonably good card. So he can 2-hit KO with anybody. And just, if you, like, I save my 5 stars till the end. I don't know if everybody plays that way. So I would be throwing out cards like Sunder at first with a couple pills trying to get that 6 damage in, then maybe Dia try to, with no pills, just to save all my pills for him, hoping one of them goes through. Just to get that 2-hit KO. So I think he's a very attractive card.
Okay. Just thinking about now, actually, I think going back to Slify's point, he said about if Dragon doesn't actually manage to get the 2-hit KO, and you get the pills back. Think about it now, actually, the Vortex have so many options that can 2-hit KO. It's actually, I'm just thinking about now, you've got D with like Hearglin or something, I don't know. You just got loads of options with Fury or whatever, because they have such good damage, the Vortex. Thinking about now though, the only real giant issue, and this was raised in my guild forum, there was I think it was Leading or whatever, he really hated this card, he thought it was absolutely terrible. And he gave a very valid reason though, and that was just because SOA mixed with DR absolutely rapes him, which is one, a bit of a problem actually, in my opinion.
Can I respond to that if possible?
Yeah, go on.
Yes, I completely agree. I think no one can actually deny the fact that DR and SOA does indeed rape him.